to throw that in there.
you'll have to bear with us. We are both kind of dragging today, so we're going to
Ooh,
pump out the enthusiasm for you guys because sometimes you just completely drained of all energy. Yeah.
drained. Yes, yes. My
So,
girl Cassie has been productive, and I'm over here fresh off the flights. So, it's just
yeah.
life at its finest.
It's one of those days, but trying to get back in the gym and getting
Mm.
myself right, and that process just kind of like knocks you on your ass sometimes. So,
Oh, girl, that's a fact. Can I say, I do want to mention, of course, my word of the year, disciplined, right?
mhm.
So, a new plan that I have,
Okay.
and I'm sharing it in case anybody else wants to join on the wave. So, I was speaking with my man's mom today and just talking about exercising. We're like, yeah, we both really need to get back into it. Not speaking for each other, but speaking for ourselves.
Yeah.
And she was mentioning some stuff she does, and I was mentioning what I'd like to get back into. So maybe by me saying this out loud on air, it will help me, stay disciplined with it. But I'm thinking about bringing it back and bringing the we back out.
Oh, I have actually had that thought a few times because let me
Right?
tell you, I used to rock the Zumba.
Girl, girl, oh my gosh,
I would
listen.
get it.
Listen, she was talking about like the Wii Sports. Like his
Mhm.
mom is very active, so
Mhm.
we're not talking about like some like old lady here. Like she is young and with it when it comes to like staying on top of exercise and
Mhm.
being an athlete. So she was talking about the Wii Sports, and I love the Wii Sports also.
Yeah.
But as we talked about it, I mentioned the Zumba as well, and I'm like, yo,
Still
that
love.
Zumba, you put that little strap around that waist and get them hips going, girl.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, that was my shit. So
It
I
was.
actually want to break that back out. I'm ready to take the old batteries out that mug and get
Mm.
some like just ready to get everything going for, the board and getting the setup. I have an extra TV downstairs in the basement,
Mm.
so I'm mentally, right, not actively, but mentally feeling motivated to
Yeah.
clear out some space so I can actually jump back into the weed because
Mhm.
especially working from home, I do a lot of sitting now.
Right.
So like you said, Zumba just gets you going.
It's
So I'm
just
trying to,
fun, and
it
you can do it in your
is
house. You don't need all this equipment and stuff. And it does actually give you a
right.
nice workout when you're like, really
Feeling like
going
you
for
need
it.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to do that. And then also I can never think of the proper name of it, but do you remember like those videos with like was it PX90 or something like that, where they're like
Oh,
those
yeah.
extreme workouts and they had
Mhm.
like Shaun T with a tilt, tuck and tighten type of thing. So I have one of those, one or maybe two of those DVDs. Like it was like,
Mm.
back when you would burn CDs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I have two of those. So I'm thinking like I'm pretty sure the Wii played DVDs as well.
Yeah, I did.
So I'm thinking just the spare TV that I have, I can just get the Wii set up
Mhm.
there and I can just kind of switch between those different kinds of exercises to
Mhm.
do. And I'm thinking that might help me to kind of get back into the exercising groove. So I
Yeah.
say that to share that with you and everyone that's listening and watching.
You definitely can because on the days like when I get home from work or something, the last thing I want to do is go out to the gym. So I do a
Right.
lot of at-home workouts and I've been like in my room I can put like YouTube on and stuff like that. And so I do a lot of like
Hmm.
the YouTube workout videos. There's a lot of really good ones that do like the hit workouts and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
And
I love those.
it really be like getting you. I'd be
Pant-
like out of so
Panting after.
yeah, if you like can't figure out the DVDs and whatever, and you can put YouTube up on your TV, like you got to
Right.
check out some of those videos because they're pretty good and it's
That's
free.
true.
So,
That's true. This TV is old, so I can always bust out one of the Fire Sticks worst case. So
mm,
I definitely will be seeking your assistance on those videos if the others don't work out too well. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure I will because that P90 or whatever that was, that junk was exhausting. And it's like, I'm trying to keep up, but it really just kicks your butt.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole like getting older thing is wild because
Mm,
oh man,
it's
having to like
hard.
work out, being like a like I have to do this because I don't
Yeah,
like, X, Y, and Z or whatever. And then
right.
just like for your overall health, right? Instead of, being young and limber and just being like, do I want to work
Hmm.
out today? Like, no, not really. So I'm just gonna like
Right.
chill. But now it's like, no, bitch, like you need to
Yeah.
get back.
Yeah, it's like we actually like need to do it. For me, it's still
Mm.
like I want to do it so I can get back to just eating whatever I want, and not
Right.
necessarily whatever I want, but like the portions that I want to eat. Like I don't want to feel guilty for eating a little more of something that maybe I don't need to eat that much of, but
Hmm.
just be like, I'm gonna burn it off anyways. So
Yes. No, exactly.
that's my goal.
Yeah. Well, that
Other than the look.
and well, yes, because you
Mhm.
know that like springtime, my birthday, summertime and stuff is like
Yes.
coming around the corner and you want to make sure that you have that like
Yes.
fit bod and like
Yes.
vacations and stuff like that. So, you gotta like keep it, what is it? Keep it right, keep it tight.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yep. Keep it right, keep it tight. Yeah. We want to have that well established. And especially with traveling and vacations coming up, I
Mm.
know we have your birthday coming, which is
It's coming quicker than I
exciting.
like.
I know it's exciting, but it's like kind of sad at the same time, right? Because
It's
it's
gonna be
just
old as fuck.
indication of getting older. Exactly.
Like everyone keeps saying like, "Oh, it's just like whatever." I'm like, "No, like this is kind of like a big one." So,
Yeah,
mm,
no, it is. And I know you were speaking about wanting to, get some traveling in for your birthday.
I always want
And
to.
I, very true. And everyone who listens should already know that too, because that's just your thing.
Yeah.
What I know we spoke on it a little bit, but obviously not on air so much. But what is it really the goal that you're trying to achieve when it comes to travel?
I don't see, and this is where I struggle a lot, right? Because like I just want
Hmm.
to be somewhere. Like I don't want to be here. I don't want to like do dinner or
Hmm.
just like kind of like the typical things that you do. And maybe I'm a little spoiled or whatever. I don't know. Because even I was talking to my boyfriend about it and he was like, "Oh, you want to like leave the country again?" Like, yeah,
Yeah,
like why not? I mean,
right.
we do kind of do it a lot, but I don't know.
That's the whole point of living. Like that's the whole point of
Well, that's
traveling.
true. But like I am also kind of tired of the Caribbean too. But like one
Right.
of the well, and because you know what happened for our last trip to an all inclusive. So
Or what didn't happen.
not trying to have that happen again.
Right.
But I would really like to, since this birthday is kind of like a bigger one, I would
Hmm.
ultimately like to do like a big group of people together.
Hmm.
Ideally it would be at like a Caribbean location and just like have all your friends together because that's definitely
Yes.
different than like me and him just going somewhere and just like relaxing and whatever. So like
Or sleeping the whole time.
it
Yeah.
because like if we're with other people, right? Like it's not going to be as
You're
relaxed.
obligated to get out the room.
So that's something like I would really look forward to, but a lot of my
Hmm.
friends right now are in so many different stages of their lives. Like it's
Yes.
kind of hard to get everyone together.
Yes.
So I don't really know like what it's going to look like or even really where I want to go, right? Because like I'm
Hmm.
I'm sick of Mexico, like I just came back
Hmm.
from Jamaica, like
You do sound spoiled saying that. I'm sick of Mexico.
nobody
Bitch, I done went to Mexico about 100 times. I'm so sick of going.
just, too many times for that and
Hmm.
you know, I've only been to DR once, but I feel like nobody
Hmm.
ever really wants to go to DR, no offense. And I don't know, like
Yeah.
Aruba is kind of cool, but then that's kind of like,
Hmm.
to me it sounds like a romantic-y kind of like destination. Um,
I get what you mean, but
because like
I
there's
don't
not
really
a
know
lot of things
much.
to do in Aruba. It really is just kind of
Mm,
like a nice resort where you just like relax. So
right. What about like Costa Rica?
I did think about it because I think some of like
Hmm.
their jungly things it's kind of cool.
I heard it's a
Um,
nice place.
yeah. So I don't
Like
know. It's not off the
other than
table.
attractions, it's a nice place. Like the people are kind. One thing I've heard, again, I've only heard. I can't speak it, as the truth,
Yeah.
but I've heard some people don't like DR maybe because of how they're treated there.
Mm.
They, I guess, supposedly some people say some are treated differently than others because of like skin tone or whatever the case may be
Oh.
from their personal experiences. So it's hard to say if it's really like a general consensus or just a one-off.
Hmm.
But I've heard really nice things about Costa Rica and along with how beautiful it is,
Hmm.
but maybe we can look towards like South America, Central America, just
Yeah.
a suggestion as maybe
Maybe,
uh
because warmer destinations is always the thing to be, but I've also
hell yeah.
always talked about wanting to get like a cabin with like all of my
Hmm.
friends and like, like a winter cabin kind of a thing.
True.
So I've always
True.
been interested in that, but I'm always like, do I really want to be cold on my birthday?
Right. Like every other year, because if you don't go anywhere,
Right.
more so.
So I
No,
don't
I
know.
mean,
I'm stuck.
that's hard. But what would you say? Because I'm just gonna flat out say when it comes to like trips and travel,
Hmm.
that is not my key area. That's not
What?
like that's not my strong suit.
Caribbean?
When it just comes to like arranging these things or
Oh.
even like being experienced in them, because myself, I haven't done a lot of those trips,
Mm.
and the trips I have gone on were already arranged for me,
Oh.
so I haven't really had to
Oh,
do anything but like put in my end and show up,
gotcha.
like just pay my part and be there.
That's what I would love. If anybody wants to do that for my birthday, I'm just saying, like, go ahead because planning and
Listen,
shit is annoying. As long as I'm with good
listen,
people, that's all I want.
right, my man was over here like, so how is our baby gonna know about good like planning and traveling? And I'm like, you obviously, that's why we're together, because that's your strong suit and not mine. Like,
Yeah.
we're learning from you, guy. Okay, we're learning from you. But yeah, no, because it's like with him, he pretty much has everything. Like, he's savvy because he's traveled so much, so
Mm,
he knows the things to look for. He just know, like, he just has an eye
yeah.
for things, and he's good at it, and it appears as effortless to me. So I'm like, hey, why should I get in the way and try to put in my 2 cents when it looks like you have this all handled?
Yeah.
And I literally said to him today, I'm the one that will worry about our outfits coordinating. I'm not the plan coordinator
Oh
when
god.
it comes to what we're doing.
Man, I can plan a
Um,
baby shower, but that vacation.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? I think it's just because it's like, right, my whole fear of disappointment, and it's on a larger scale, especially if it's like a group of people, because then you have so many different personalities to worry about,
Yeah, that's true.
and it's like, ugh, I don't like having to worry about that, which you really shouldn't have to, because if you're on a trip, it's just like everybody be grateful you're doing something fun, shut up.
Well, that
But
and like for this instance, like it's my birthday, so like you're gonna do what I
mhm.
want anyway. So
Right, right. So it's just, I've never had to plan trips. I grew up in a family where we didn't take vacations,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
that isn't anything that's under, a notch on my belt as experience. Whereas for him, he's grown up all his life taking trips and different things, and like he's very similar to his mom because she's like a great planner, and like that's just where he gets it from. I'm over here like,
I'm here
so
for the
what time do I
ride.
need to be there?
Yeah.
Right. What time do you need me there? Oh, okay, I'll be there probably 5 minutes late, but I'll be there, It's like that I find to be so tricky. So for you, because I know you have experience, obviously, you've been to Mexico enough times and things like that. Where do you get where have you developed your savviness in traveling?
Um, I mean, one, I guess just because I've always liked to travel. Like as soon as I was old enough, I had my own money. Like I always
Hmm.
kind of like went places, whether it was like to Florida or like whatever.
Right.
But also like growing up, right? Like my mom always dragged us literally everywhere, and we probably went to Disney World like at least once every 2, 3 years, maybe.
Right.
So,
Which is helpful
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really say
for
that we've
that.
gone like much other places. It was really just kind of always Disney.
Disney.
But because her mom lives in Florida, so it was just, 2
It works out
stop thing,
perfectly.
whatever, yeah. But I
Hmm.
would say maybe it just kind of comes from that, maybe. I don't know. Like my parents would
It
have like
seems
this
like
little
it.
jar that they would put money in throughout the year, and then once they had enough
Hmm.
money, we would go on vacation. So,
Which is so
yeah.
awesome. That's such a great example to set. And it's like another great thing of like why it's so good to have a friend circle with different people, because it's like you see the different backgrounds, because it's like you're not picking up any travel shit from me. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah,
You're not getting any of that from me. But I will be the person that will do my damnedest to be there and have a great time with you. But
exactly.
I may not be the one you want to get any tips and tricks from, but
And that's fine.
it's it's just interesting because, again, I don't have the experience in it, and I just like to see, just from another perspective, because obviously I talked to my man about it.
Mhm.
But I never actually like in depth have talked with you about the travel.
Yeah, no.
Um, Now, how do you go about planning? Do you like have a set time frame you like to have things planned in advance, or you're kind of like a last minute planner?
I feel like normally I like to have things planned like in advance, but dealing with my boyfriend sometimes things turn into a very last minute situation. And
Oh,
getting him
yikes.
to kind of like confirm things can be very frustrating.
Hmm.
So like right now, right? Like I would like to already have my birthday planned, not have to think about it and know exactly like what I'm
Mm,
doing.
right.
And he's not the fault for that. I just like I have literally no idea what to do this year, but like
Hmm.
if I could choose, I would like to have it already figured out by now. And we're a little over
Gotcha.
a month away from my birthday. So,
Definitely want to narrow it in, and prices end up increasing the closer you get too.
exactly that. And, if I do have people coming along, it's not just us. Like, I have to take that into
Mm-hmm.
consideration and things like that. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, celebrating on like my actual birthday is very important to me. But in the last couple of years, there have been some difficulties when it comes to celebrating things on my actual birthday. So I have to take
Boo.
other things into consideration now, which
Yeah.
low key bothers me a little bit just because
Mm-hmm.
I just love celebrating like my birthday on my birthday.
Of course.
Um,
Of course.
and I always feel weird to like go somewhere like a week after or like 2 weeks after or whatever and be like, I'm here
Because
for
it's
my
not your actual
birthday. Yeah.
birthday. Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. It's just kind of like there's just like a lot of things.
It's like a missing piece. Yeah, because it's like when you go places for your birthday and it's like, it's my birthday, bitch. Like today's my birthday. It's not like, oh, what are you here for my birthday 2 weeks ago?
Right, right, right.
It doesn't hit the same. It doesn't give the same vibe. And hopefully you'll still have the same energy, but it just isn't the same. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with feeling like, kind of bummed about it, because again, your birthday is your special day. And I'm the first person to say I love celebrating people for their birthday because that's their special time.
Yeah.
That's their special day. Where obviously for like holidays, I'm not as big of a celebrating person.
Mhm.
So I think your feelings are very valid in where they are. But I also don't think that you should allow that to be something to hold back your excitement for your birthday
Yeah.
though. Oof.
No, that's true. So I don't know. I really just I don't know. I'm just a mess over here. I probably won't end up doing anything, to be honest, because I
Mm,
feel like to me, it's already like getting too late to where it's like,
yeah.
you know, if I don't have it figured out now, like what else is gonna happen? Because like I didn't go
Hmm.
anywhere last year for my birthday, but that was mainly because I had passport issues. So like, it
Gotcha.
took me like
I remember that.
forever
Yeah.
long to get my damn passport.
Hmm.
So that's the reason why I didn't do anything last year. And this year, I'm kind of just like, I just really don't even know what to do. Like after our last all inclusive experience, I'm just kind of like, because like normally that's like what we've been doing, right? Like we haven't really
Hmm.
gone the lengths to, one of the things that I really want to do is like go to Greece.
Hmm.
He's always wanted to like go to China and stuff like that. So it's like there's like other things that we want to do, but that just
Yes.
comes with so much more planning, and those are obviously more expensive. So
That needs a little more of a leadway on
exactly.
determining all of those factors to make that plan actually happen.
Yeah, and the Caribbean's closer. He doesn't like flying,
Hmm.
so getting him to, be okay with committing to like a longer flight is hard in
Yes.
itself. So I don't know. I don't know. I really don't.
We'll figure something out. We will figure something out for you for your birthday this year. I'll be damned. You cannot just stay home for your birthday. And especially, like you said, since the passport was the only thing holding you back last year,
Yeah.
there shouldn't be anything to hold you back this year.
No, there shouldn't. Although I really wish I was smarter last year because I still could have went to like Puerto Rico or St. Croix, but you
That's
know.
true. That's true. But you're just very focused on one thing at the time. So, that's all.
Yeah.
The past is the past. We are now in the present. We
Oh,
are being
that
present.
we are. That we are. So I don't know. I'll keep y'all updated because I really just have
Yes.
no idea what's going to happen. But my intent is
Hmm.
I would really like to just spend it with like everybody that I love is
Yes.
the point.
Well, I just want to let you know I'm here to figure out the details with you. And I would be
Mhm.
more than glad to enjoy a trip with my friend, because my friend, have not been outside the country together.
We have not. And
I know. And we're old.
I was going to say no. There's only one friend that I've ever been out of the country with. So
Hmm. Yeah. And it's not me.
I know. I don't
The
think we
audacity.
haven't been out of the state together.
Just we haven't like intentionally traveled anywhere out. Well, I
No,
mean,
like
we've
school
been to
trips.
Jersey. No, we've been to Jersey. We went to Atlantic City for one of your friends' birthdays.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess, but we've never
Like a
flown somewhere. Like I've flown with
right.
our other friend before when we were younger,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, you and
um
I, we haven't
no.
we
Which
haven't
is so weird. I bet you all of our
I
listeners are probably
know.
like, "What?"
How the hell? Yeah. I
Uh,
told y'all I don't go nowhere. Y'all think I'm lying.
I know. Oh
Yeah,
man.
listen, that's because I'm a workaholic, but we're gonna change that. We're gonna
No,
change
that's
that.
true. I
So
feel like now is like the first time that like I've ever I don't know if I've ever asked you before. Maybe I don't know. But I just
maybe like a first official.
yeah, or like it's also like the first time I feel like in your life where like you're able to really like go places. So
That was so
I
true.
don't know.
It's bitch tied
I
down.
don't
All
know.
right. So I know you got someone to watch your kid. You don't got the dog, so you're good there. It's like, all right. So check, check, and check. All right. I think we're good to ask her finally. You think you want to go on vacation?
Uh,
Oh my gosh, guys, I work too much. Help me change my
yeah,
life.
she definitely does. She always has.
Ah, ah, whatever. I gotta change that work home relationship.
Yeah,
But
me too.
anywho, on to the next. It's not about me right now. On to the next.
No, but while we're like talking about things that like stress me out and just like just things that
Mm.
just like drive me absolutely insane, I have been getting, so on my way home from work every day, like
Oh
y'all know I
gosh.
have like a very long commute, right? So I watch a lot
Yes.
of Facebook videos and I get like a lot of like random ass shit that comes up. Like I really wonder what my algorithm is sometimes because I'm like, where did this even
Hmm.
come from? But I've been getting a lot of videos from this page. I forget it's called like Love Don't Judge or Don't Judge Love or some crazy shit where it talks about like the wildest like relationships and it's like I'm 20 years old dating a 60-year-old kind of like a this is
What?
us kind of a thing. But one of the ones that have been like coming up the most is like all of these people in these polygamous relationships and
Oh.
I am just so fascinated by these things and like I just
Not fascinated.
I am just very fascinated because I feel like a lot of times like the one that I just watched the headline was like my boyfriend cheated on me and I fell in love with the mistress or some shit and now they're in like a throuple and I'm like
Wait, what?
I'm just like I just don't
What?
understand it because like
What's a thruple?
you never heard of a throuple?
just it just made me think of like a purple nurple, like thruple.
What?
It's the
No.
only one I can think of is closest to that. Wow, I have not heard that reference for
Oh. Okay, well, apparently I watch a lot
not
of these things more than you do.
yeah, you clearly.
No, a throuple is a three-way relationship. So like if you had
Oh,
another woman in your relationship with you and your boyfriend or something like that, y'all would be
no.
called a throuple.
That's not happening. So we're not even going to use me as an example.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
I get what you're saying, but like,
no, trust me, I hear you.
okay.
Because
Yes.
like a lot
Okay.
of things in these situations, right? I'm like, are you just like accepting this because you don't want him to leave you and you're like convincing yourself that like
Mm,
you love this other woman so y'all can just be like a happy little family or like
right.
is this like you've always kind of liked women on the low and you're just kind of like oh this is like the best of both worlds like I
That's a very
just
good question.
I don't know. I just get so very intrigued. Like this last one that I watched, it was this guy did cheat like on his wife and they
Hmm.
ended up inviting her into their relationship. And between like the three of them, they had like 8 children. So they're
Oh
living in this
my.
house with the three of them and like all their kids together. And I'm like, okay, like I'm sure it's really
Yeah.
great to have like the extra help around, but like at the same time, like
Yeah.
he's like kissing her and then he's kissing her. And I'm just like,
Wow.
how are you okay with this?
But yeah, that's a lot. So
Say, I can see you turning a little
the
wheels over there
wheels are
because, like, there's
spinning.
something
Yeah.
else I want to say, but I'm like, I feel like I need you to like process that before I move on.
The one thing I think I can say right now is
Hmm.
a polygamous relationship. I feel like I could understand maybe way back in the day, where the world wasn't as populated as it is now. And,
Hmm.
it's just like, I don't know, like I don't know how to explain that even better where it makes sense in my
I
mind
don't
because I
know.
think I'm still trying to make it make sense. But I just feel like nowadays there's just so many people in the world that like you really just can't go and find someone else. Like, I know sharing is caring, but I feel like there's also like there should be boundaries with that. And of course, this is from a monogamous point of view, so obviously, there's people that are going to disagree with that, but that's just personally my point of view, where I feel like a village is good to have. I'll never
Yeah,
disagree
no,
with that,
definitely.
but a romantic village, I feel like is just a lot like is greedy. Um, I don't like because how does this dynamic
Y'all,
work?
she's trying so hard to process all of this. I am enjoying
Yeah,
every second.
because how does this dynamic work? So I know it's usually one man with many women, and then they have
Typically,
children
yeah.
between all of them.
Mhm.
But can it go the other way around? Can it be one woman with a bunch of men? Probably
Well,
not, because she can only birth one or have one pregnancy at a time, right?
I mean, maybe if you're thinking to like that level, if they want to like have kids and stuff, but there was another one where it was like, like me and my boyfriend were dating you and your boyfriend, and like we were all dating each other.
Lord Jesus.
That was another
This
one. And
is
so like the women would like swap the men and the men would swap the women, and it was just like, oh yeah. Mm.
aren't those just called swingers?
No, I think they live together. I think swingers,
Oh.
like you go to like your neighbor's house and say, "Hey, I'm here for the night." But no, I think that they all I think that they all live
Wow.
together.
Okay. I'm really not with it. I'm really not with it. I just wonder if there's someone who's listening that is a part of the polygamous community. Like if you could even explain to us the more of the benefits, because I feel like this is like surface level understanding. Like, is there more to it that we don't really understand as people who are monogamous? Um,
Could be. And, I'm not judging
oh
by any
no,
means. I
no,
just don't understand it because, like, if a woman ever tried to touch my boyfriend,
girl,
it would be a problem. So, like, to share a bed and, like, seeing him kiss her and, like, taking her out on dates,
no.
like,
That's how you know
someone,
we're all not made for that.
someone's gonna die. Like, that's just, no, not happening.
See, me, it's just like you can look, but don't touch. And you
Exactly.
don't and like don't do anything that would be considered as disrespectful
Hmm.
and to someone in a monogamous way. If it's not disrespectful in a polygamous way, that's fine. But you see me, you see him, you see him, you see me. And you only see us two. There ain't nobody else in the picture except for the baby. So
Right.
we are the two adults here. There is no room, there are no vacancies.
Hmm.
So just go ahead, take your look as you pass on by and go about your day. That's all, you know?
Yeah. Well, and a lot of
But
these have rules too, right? Like you have to tell me like when
gosh,
you're doing it or like I don't know.
that's
It's
a
just
lot.
yeah.
That is you might as well just pick one person and then they know when you're doing it, just or just yeah, I don't know. I just always never really understood that whole community, and trying to process it is a lot on my mind, because I would say that in that aspect, I am not as open-minded when it comes to that,
Mm.
because that's just personally what I don't want. So, um, I'm not open-minded in the sense of like, let me just take time out of my day to go ahead and learn about what y'all do and how y'all do it and what it really entails. If someone wanted to tell me, I'm all for listening, but like, girl, how'd you get sucked down this rabbit hole is what I'm trying to understand.
Me? Because these videos keep popping up on my Facebook, and I'm just like, I can't help but watch because I'm like, just these titles are so intriguing. I'm like,
Mm. How
but
does that happen though? Those like, where do these videos come from? Because that same thing has happened to me, not
the
necessarily for
algorithms.
those. Yeah, but so what do you watch that deals with polygamy that got you into?
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't
I
really.
mean,
I mean, until they started like popping up, I don't. I mean, I don't know.
she's like,
They
oh,
just
what's
kind of
this?
come up out come up out of anywhere. But like, have you ever heard people say I don't know if I'm going to say this the right way, but have you ever heard like the argument that people say that humans are not naturally um monogamous
Monogamous.
creatures?
Hmm.
What is your thought on that?
I honestly don't know what we are naturally in general, because call me conspiracy theorist or whatever you want, but I
Oh,
just
here
feel
we
like
go.
a lot has been changed
Mm-mm.
throughout our timeline of human beings. And I feel like a lot of what we understand of ourselves is written in books. And I feel like how can you fully validate that? Because you can kind of write anything and it be taken as like the gospel, so to speak, right? Like, oh, well, this person is accredited and they wrote it in the book, so it's the truth. It's just, I feel like we're so far away from being in tune with who we truly are as people.
Oh,
I don't really know.
I was
That's
like,
what
were
I'm
you
just getting down to say. That's all. I'm not going any further. I'm
okay?
not going any further, but I just feel like we are just so far removed from really being in touch with who we are, like genuinely without so many outside
I mean, yeah,
factors.
but you should still be able to know if you think that humans are naturally monogamous or not.
You should, but we also now have things like social media. And I mean, I feel like it's just cheating has been a common thing, and but it's called cheating, right? So it's always been considered as something bad. So at what point was it not considered as something bad? And then at what point was it changed to be something bad?
I think it was always something bad.
Was it? But what if humans were not made to be monogamous?
But that's what I'm asking you.
But that's just my point. It's just that how am I supposed to know? Because then if people are out there not being monogamous and living their lives, when did it change? Like what caused them to now have the main picture be you have to be with only one person? Because that's what it is.
But what makes you think that it wasn't always like that? Like, what in the past do you think that?
Because I feel like again, I feel like right now we're far from being whoever we're supposed to be today. I feel like again a little bit of my statement before where we are overpopulated right now as a world, and I feel like people mess around with different people, like guys mess around with different women back in the day to breed children so that way there are more people to help with more things.
Yeah, but I
That's
don't think that
why
the women liked it. Like, it was still considered cheating. It was
they
just they didn't have as
still
much of a voice back then. Like, they couldn't voice. They had to be okay with it.
we have more of a voice now, but there's still a lot of things that
Mm-mm.
we as women don't like that still go on. I feel like
Mm-mm.
we're always going to be considered in quotations, right? For those who can't see me in quotations, we're always going to be considered as weaker.
I mean, yeah, that's just.
But just because
Mm.
women didn't like it then, they definitely weren't going to consider it cheating because that woman had absolutely no say. This is what we're doing. But at the same time, there are women who I'm sure like that stuff or didn't care.
I don't know, y'all. I think Amanda's trying to say that she thinks that humans are
No,
but
I
she's
really
going
find
on
it
such
hard
a
to
tangent right
say.
now. I don't know what's happening.
Listen, quick recap. Caveman days or way back in whatever times, I feel like
Yeah.
people weren't monogamous to expand the population, to make more people, to have more people on the planet. But I feel like at some point it either was considered a bad thing to
Mhm.
be polygamous back then, or at some point it was given a title that breeding with numerous different women as one man is not okay, and they finally put a title to it. I can't say that I, yes, agree that humans were never meant to be monogamous or they were. I honestly can't put a vote on that because I really don't know. I'd love to have an answer, but I really don't know.
Oh, I just okay.
If I were to make a guess, that's my guess.
You didn't even guess anything. I'm so confused.
I guess I don't know. That's my guess.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why do you ask
Y'all,
me such hard
are you
questions?
just as
What is
confused as I am? Because my head
what
over
is
here is I
girl,
just
I told you I'm fresh off of a
I don't even know
flight.
what just happened.
I am fresh off of a flight.
Sitting here.
What is your opinion since these are your soaps that you are watching daily? What is your thought?
First of all, I don't know how on earth this question prompted caveman discussions.
You said human, so humans always make me go way
Oh
back in
man, but
time.
I think that humans are naturally meant to be monogamous because
Okay.
If not, we are only two examples out of like 1,000. But how many relationships do you personally know to where there is two people together in one monogamous relationship and they are not okay with like cheating or anything like that? And even these people who are in these polygamous relationships, they have rules and guidelines and stuff, and a lot of times in the very beginning stages, a lot of them don't feel comfortable with how the other relationship is growing. That to me just shows that your human nature is telling you like this is not okay, this is not right, because I'm meant to be with this one person and not share them with somebody else. Like one of them that I was watching, this
Hmm.
lady was sobbing her eyes out in the bathroom because her husband was going on a date with another woman that they wanted to make their sister wife. And she was like, I don't understand why I ever thought like I would be okay with this. Like, what is happening? And he's like, oh, baby, it's okay. I won't go if you don't really want me to. And she started feeling guilty, like, no, no, no. Like, we already said this was okay. And then the other woman started feeling guilty. And it's like, if y'all all feel this bad, like, why are you doing this? Just because you
No,
want to
that
have another in the house? Like, I just no, like human nature, you're telling yourself this is not okay from the deep inside of your heart. Like, trust your gut, people. Trust your gut. Like,
girl. I guess I need to watch more of the different relationship types
oh,
to
you
really
do.
develop a better concept around
I'm
that
gonna send you the
that
next one that comes up
statement.
my
Oh
Facebook
goodness gracious.
video.
Oh my gosh, y'all, Cassie about to be texting me on a rampage.
Oh, I am. This is why I just wanted to talk about it and why I'm so confused by your answer, because I just feel like even your own human instincts is telling yourself like you can look but you can't touch, and it's like, okay, but why is that? Because your gut is telling you like, bitch, no, like this is my man, this is my
Oh well,
property,
me
this is, I don't want to say property and
personally.
have offend anybody, but you know what I mean, like
Right.
this is this is
It
mine.
makes you feel, it makes it almost feel possessive in a way of, like you said,
Mhm.
this is mine. Like there's nothing about this that is yours. But
Mhm.
me personally, I've never liked sharing, and but that's just in all aspects of life. So like if I don't have to share, please don't make me.
Yeah, I mean, I hear
So
you.
it's very easy for me to apply that to a relationship. Like, so yeah. It's just hard to, I'm sorry, but I don't watch the other styles of relationships, so I just
But
I
that,
can't
I
say
feel
much
like
on
that
it.
right there should tell you what your answer
Mhm.
is.
But I don't feel like everybody's the same. That's the thing. That's me. I don't feel like everybody's the same. That's where my variation comes in. I feel like majority, yes, definitely, but I don't feel like everybody is bred the same.
That I'll agree with you on. That is true. Everybody is not the same.
Mm-mm. Hell no. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop there.
But I'm after hashing out this conversation, I am just so curious to hear what the listeners think about one, polygamy versus monogamy, and just the way that me and Amanda both responded differently to this
Hmm.
situation and things. I'm very curious if anybody else is undecided
Mm.
on what is more natural for the humankind.
Mm. Okay, I'm gonna need some scientists on this, other than Cassie.
Oh man.
Yes, y'all, we would definitely love to hear your responses and your
Mhm.
feedback. I think it's more of a trending thing today, if that's the
Yeah,
proper thing to say. In today's times, you're definitely hear a lot more about it. So give us some feedback on what you think
please.
about our responses, because we need to know. It can't just be only us talking on this topic right now. So
No.
you already know, find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Definitely leave some comments, shares. We want to hear that feedback. You can also find us on WDJY 99.1 FM on Friday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that's going to be it for today's episode, y'all. We look forward to seeing you next week. And until next time.
Bye guys.